Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Seasoned Vegan. I don't know about you guys, but it is starting to feel very, very festive over here. So I figured that I'd show you guys how I make vegan horchata. So horchata is a rice-based drink, but it's easily made vegan. So let me show you what ingredients I use. Obviously rice, and you're going to want to use any type of long grain rice. So jasmine or basmati work perfectly. I'm using jasmine today. Also some whole cinnamon sticks, some water, about 3 cups of water. You're going to need soy milk or any type of plant-based milk, some vanilla extract, and maple syrup. Those are all the ingredients. And then let me move over here and show you what kind of tools you're going to need. You definitely need some type of high-speed, high-power blender. So I'm using my Vitamix, and then a pitcher for the final product, and then a strainer and a large bowl. I like to use a strainer, but even better would be a cheesecloth, similar to what I showed you in my beet juice video. That would be perfect. So there we go. That's what we need. Now let's get into the first step, which is soaking our rice and our cinnamon in water. So you're going to want to put all of your rice in a container and go ahead and rinse your rice first. So nice washed rice, and then you're going to put it in a container with your cinnamon sticks. And you can do 1 or 2 cinnamon sticks depending on how cinnamony you want it to be. It's totally up to you. I like that cinnamon flavor, so I went in with 2. And then you're going to cover the rice and the cinnamon with water, fresh, cool water. And then you're going to put a lid on, and you're going to just let it soak for a minimum of 8 hours in your fridge. Best is probably overnight. You could do it at night and have it soak while you're sleeping, or you could do it in the morning and while you're off to work. It'll soak in the fridge. So a minimum of 8 hours. And yeah, it's going to go into the fridge. All right, so 8 hours later, this is what it's going to look like. You'll see that the cinnamon sticks have opened up a little bit. They've softened, which is absolutely perfect because the next step is going to be blending this mixture. And we're going to blend all of it, the water, the rice, the cinnamon. All of it is going to go into our blender. That's why we need a high-powered blender for this job. So here we go. We're going to pour all this goodness right in here. And go ahead and scrape out all the rice. You want all the little grains of rice. And I think I blended it for about a minute or 2 minutes. I waited until it started to get really nice and frothy and just very well blended. It should look a bit like this by the time you're done blending it. So at this step, we are going to strain the mixture. Like I said, you could use a strainer or a cheesecloth. I've used both, and I think that the cheesecloth definitely works better. The strainer, it works well, but you do still get a little bit of grittiness. So if you are not into grit, if that really, really bothers you, then I highly, highly suggest you go in with your cheesecloth because that's going to give you the smoothest kind of drink. But I'm using my strainer today, so this is what I'm getting. And I strained it about 2, 3, maybe even 4 times, honestly. So, strain it as much as you want it to be strained. And in the end, it's going to look like that. And the final step is to blend this rice mixture with the vanilla, the maple syrup, and the soy milk. So all of that is going to go into the Vitamix, and I had to up my Vitamix to the biggest size because it was a large batch that I'm making here. So in goes the 3 cups of soy milk, and all the measurements, you guys, they're going to be in the description below so that you can make this holiday season and enjoy. So here we go. I am blending up the final product, and I think I gave this maybe 30 seconds of blending. It didn't take that long because everything was pretty much already, blended. It just needed to get mixed together. So here is what it looks like, final product. So good. And I think that the best way to enjoy this is totally personal, but is over ice with a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on top. So that's how I do it. Here we go. Absolutely delicious. And for the cinnamon, I just do ground cinnamon right on top. And I think it's absolutely perfect. It's like happiness in a cup. It is so, so good. And I do like to drink it with a straw because I have found that, and I'll show you this in the end, I have found that it can kind of separate the drink itself. So I like to have it with a straw, and that way I can stir it as I sip. And you guys, it is so good. It is quite addicting, actually. You're just going to keep wanting to take sip after sip after sip. And I don't blame you. Luckily, this recipe makes a lot, so you'll have tons. So for the rest of this, for all the leftovers, we're going to put it in this pitcher. And I was so satisfied because this was the exact amount that I needed. It filled the pitcher to the top. It was perfect. So perfect. So yeah, I recommend maybe having like a long spoon or a long straw that you can kind of stir the pitcher up with as you're serving it. That way everyone gets like a very nice blended and just a nice drink. So there it is, you guys. That is vegan horchata. Easy to make, very, very easy to make. And you could also blend it up with some ice if you wanted, and that would make it a little more slushy. It would also help with any type of grittiness that you might be experiencing. But I absolutely love it, and I hope you guys too. I hope you love it as much as I did. So there it is, you guys. Absolutely delicious. Well, that's pretty much all that I have for you today, so I really appreciate you being here. Oh, yeah, I want to show you. That's how it separates. You can see. So yeah, just give it a nice stir and it'll be absolutely fine. But anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because I come out with weekly vegan recipes just for you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye!